Yo, can you hear me okay? Let me know. Starting just a little bit early because I got to get to it. Because I got a lot going on. At the house, today I'll be installing some recessed lighting in the living room. Baby's good, thank you, Tim. So I got a lot of work ahead of me, got everything laid out, got all the tools laid out, got a lot of crap going on. Hey, Sketty, you first one in. Good to see you. Hey, Warren, appreciate you coming in. I do have utility sink view coming up. Today we are going to be cleaning pre-filters and filters out. And we'll go about an hour and we'll shut her down because I got a lot of work ahead of me. So appreciate you coming in. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I check something. And we're good to go. Everybody had a good Christmas. I always like the time of year. Good food, hang out with family, laughing. We had some fun. We played some Uno, me, my wife, and my daughter, and we upped it by saying whoever wins gets the pie. My wife made delicious pie. Of course, I won 2 out of 3 rounds, but we all ate the pie. There's Discus North. Good to see you, buddy. I was just watching some of his videos and some of his posts, doing some cool things over there. I didn't know blood parrots slept like that, man. I've had 2 of them for a long time now, and I've never caught them upside down sleeping. So that would definitely give me a freaking heart attack if I come in here and saw one of them like that. So I appreciate that information. We'll go ahead and get the utility sink view up here. We are good to go. Let's see where we're going to start. It's going to be messy and wet. I should probably have this bucket instead of this cup prepared because some of these sponge filters are pretty big. I hope all you guys had a safe and good Christmas. Now look at this. Little spider in here. See, when you're out, the only kind of downside about having your fish room in the garage is it seems like no matter what you do, unless you fully plan to turn your garage into another room of the house where the garage door comes down, you're putting a studded wall up and a door, window, whatever you like. And, you're putting a subfloor in. And before you do that, you're going around and filling up all the cracks and crevices, all these things. Because, when we have garages on our houses, they're not finished fully like a house is. So you come to get a little bit more bugs in here. And I've taken a lot of steps to reduce that with a new threshold under the door, all new seals around the door, all new seals around the man door back here. I even got little sticky traps laying around, but no matter what, this garage, I seem to still get bugs. In the South, cockroaches are a little bit more present, common pest. I still get some cockroaches in here, and I've done all the things. I mean, it's funny. Corey at Aquarium Co-op put a post out a little bit back about feeding mosquitoes to your fish. One way to get rid of mosquitoes. And I left a comment on that about cockroaches. I said, well, I find cockroaches in my tanks and my fish will eat them. And one guy said, oh, you're dirty, clean your house. And I had several people back me out in the South. It's common pest. And It had nothing to do about cleaning my house. My house is clean. My wife is very much a germaphobe. And out here, I'm always vacuuming. I'm not going to say I get it all, but, in addition to having a fish room in the garage, if you drop food, flake food, pellet food, that is a source. That's something that these guys are going to go after. So I make sure I'm very careful I don't drop fish food when I'm feeding my fish. And I do vacuum in here. I've got a cordless Dyson right here ready to go all the time. So I take the steps required, but in the garage, it's about impossible to not get, I mean, even in our houses, we get bugs, right? I don't care who you are. Houses aren't watertight. But out in the garage, you do tend to get a little bit more bugs. And I've even sprayed indoor spray in here outside of the house, and cockroaches, they love moist, dark areas. So sometimes I'll open up a hang in the back filter and there'll be one hanging out in there. And it's like, what do you do? What else can I do? Hey, Stan, good to see you, buddy. I'm not going to say Bird ain't going to be making noise. We're going to be working right beside her. She's been quiet so far. We'll see how that goes. But let's get started. I got a lot of work to do. I forgot to bring my ladder out. I'm going to have to go in and get my ladder, and she's going to complain about that. Both the ladders are in the house right now because, like I said, I'm doing work. I'm installing recessed lights in the ceiling. I've got the boxes ready to go. I just have to drill the holes to get the lights up there and wire everything up. I have to tap into, there's 2 switches in my living room that run an outlet. So I'm going to tap into those switches to run these lights. And so doing that, you have to go up and you have to get in there and you have to locate. You got to find this, which wire provides the power. And then you got to find which wire is the switch leg between the 2 switches, because you don't want to tap into the wrong wire. And we're going to put them on dimmer switches. So I forgot to get them yesterday. I got everything I needed yesterday except for the dimmer switches. So, but today I can go ahead and drill the holes, get the lights up in the ceiling, and get all the wires connected to it. And then I have to go get this dimmer switches. So, but it's nice that I can do this kind of work myself. You save yourself a lot of money. And that's what I've been doing with a lot of things lately. So it's been very busy, been hard to put content out, really. And, but I like it. I enjoy working with tools, and I like to do this kind of things. And the trades aren't cheap. If you wanted to hire an electrician to come here and do this work, you can spend quite a bit of money. So I'm grateful that I have that education and I can do these things myself. But let me go grab that ladder real quick. It's one thing I forgot to do. She's going to complain about this, guys. She hates that ladder. It's because it's red. How cute. Yeah, I know. Told you. Like I've told you before, she absolutely hates anything that's like bright colored. She don't like the color red. I can walk through there with anything black or brown, and she's cool. Blue's even pushing it. I got a mess in here too. It's irritating. So I got my bucket. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get in this 375. I'm gonna pull out not that the flow is bad. I might just go ahead and skip these 2 actually. I got 2 very big sponge filters in this 375, and they're really not that dirty. And except for this one on the right, the flow is a little slower. But this one on the left is slanging and banging. So maybe I'll go ahead and pull this one on the right out and we'll get it cleaned up. Yep, hit the like button. Appreciate you, Discus. Sean, Mr. North. If this camera will reach, I can turn it. You see me getting this out of here. Right there, you guys can kind of see that. Should be able to angle it better. This Elgato face cam is a fantastic webcam. right there. I got to pull that bad boy out. You can kind of see the flow's a little slow. Honestly, the worst thing about doing this work is the dang duckweed that gets all over your freaking arms. This and my towel. Kid, you just now subbed in North. Crazy. And of course, the fish are curious. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, this one's pretty nasty. The only thing I don't like about these big old sponge filters is they hold a lot of water weight. We can just throw this back in. All right, that thing's heavy. Oh man, I can't even remember peplum, but I like it too. My wife picked that one out. It is a good one. Appreciate you coming in, Peplum. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you had a good Christmas. All my tape measures are currently in there. I think that's a 4-footer, man. But we got the big one because we needed a room for bird cages and things. Yeah, she's complaining about the blue bucket. All right. Nice thing is about this utility sink, it's drained directly outside. Does not go in the house plumbing, so I don't need to worry about sand or anything. And let me know if you guys can still hear me okay while I'm doing that. One time I think I heard the audio break up a couple streams ago. Then the other times I didn't. Want to make sure you guys can still hear me on. You can see this. She's pretty packed full here with garbage. Pretty thick. Look at that. Now that is a big old sponge filter. You can kind of tell by my hands. Yeah, this is a pretty sturdy utility sink, Peplum. I also have 2 different faucets. The way it's obviously, as you can see, it's for my water changes. And this other one's just kind of for cleaning. It has a sprayer. Which helps. The only thing I do wish it was a little higher so I don't have to bend so far down. Because when you're doing this for a longer periods of time, my back starts hurting. That is brown gold. Look at all that. That stuff right there will insta-cycle an aquarium. I'm going to give her a good cleaning. Because I don't clean these too often. So if I'm doing it, we're going to get it pretty good. I am not worried about beneficial bacteria with these. And it's not like I'm going to kill it all off by doing this. I am not going to do the other one just because the flow is good on it. I'm sure if I actually brought it over here, it would probably look the same, but it's not like caked. The flow is much better on it. This one was pretty nasty. Maybe we'll get our flow back after this. But these were great to have. I got these off when I got my 125-gallon aquarium. These came with it, and I never really used them. They're so big; they take up a lot of room in an aquarium. But in a 375-gallon, that's not a big deal, and it gives me extra surface agitation. A little bit more filtration. That'll be good. Oh, stop it. Let's see. The bird does have me trained a little bit. I've learned her little quirks. You can wash the dog in that one. Actually, that's how they advertised it. They had an 80-pound lab in this utility sink in one of the videos. And we would definitely do that, but unfortunately where it is, we really can't do it. I just bathe my dogs in the dang showers. We have a normal utility sink in the fish room, but now I'm jealous of your big one. Yeah, I think she found it off Amazon. We like it a lot. It works really good. Yeah, I thought about making it higher, but the problem is to do that now, I have to freaking change the drain, raise it up, and it was a pain in the ass, believe it or not, to get this drain to work without leaking. This goes to the outside of the house, and then I made 2 different caps for it. One solid and one I had drilled holes in it. That way we can keep any critters from coming into the sink. And we also have a rubber plug we use to plug the hole. Because we do get those little lizards, and they'll make their way in to something like that and get through here, or any other bugs. So we make sure we seal that off. Hey, Scotty, good to see you, buddy. That's all right. Appreciate you coming in. What we certainly like it. It works really well for us. And if I ever get to the point where I can move that bird out of there and have my space back, I'm going to be changing that up a little bit. I'm going to be getting my tools set up in there a little bit more. I did, as you can see, I did install a light in there so I can really see. Because sometimes you just need a light to see what the heck you're doing. Clean it out in pellers. Well, I would say that definitely gave us a little bit more flow back. I got algae to clean off these lids too. For today, for this stream, we're just focused on getting these pre-filters cleaned. Some of them are really bad. Like these ones up here, I guess we'll just go right around the room here. There's these little ones up here in these 20 gallons that they're absolutely caked. This one over here in this 65-gallon convict tank is absolutely caked. These cichlids are always burying them in sand. Oh, I agree. Definitely pep them for sure. Just bathing dogs makes my freaking back hurt now, Peplin. Been over that whole time. My boxer and lab isn't bad to bathe. But I have a shepherd mix. He is absolutely horrible to bathe. You would think at this point he'd be used to it, but he fights and pushes on you the whole time. When you're bent over trying to keep a dog from jumping out of the tub at the same time trying to clean them, God, it just wears on your back. And I have mild arthritis in my middle and lower back. So that doesn't help. So this is most of my sponge filters are top fin. I'm pretty sure all of them are. This is the 75-gallon version. We're going to get both of these cleaned. The flow is pretty slow on them. Ow. My thumb is sore, so I don't know. Anytime you injure the tip of your fingers where you use them a lot, it makes it really hard to do things. And it worked last week. I accidentally stabbed the tip of my finger, my thumb, with a digital meter lead, and it's sore. It's very hard to. Boy, this thing's proven to be a pain. Let me go grab a tool to pry that airline off of that hose sponge filter. Need like a little flathead screwdriver or something. What do we got here? What do we got? These pair of scissors will probably work. Spread the scissors apart. Just put them right under that line and pry. Comes right off. Good to go. I got water everywhere. All right, now we're going to clean this. Tell you what we got to do is turn many lights on. I thought I was all prepared. These two are pretty slow. We're going to clean those now. Ever have one of those nights you can't sleep today and walk? Yeah, Scotty, that does happen every once in a while. I'm sorry to hear that. That does ruin your day for sure. I can usually fall asleep. I always fall asleep within 5 minutes hitting the pillow. I've never had a problem sleeping. But, sometimes you're thinking about something or you're worried about something. And I those nights too, and I hate that for sure. What's going to happen is you're going to get about a few days. You're going to go sit down and take a nap. And then if you don't get a long enough nap, it's probably going to feel worse than before you went and lay down. So it's best just to stay up. I'll just stay up for the rest of the day. I don't know how you are. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I can sit down on the couch or a chair and take a 20-minute nap, and I get up feeling better. Other times, makes you feel worse. You know what I'm talking about? Get you a body armor, Scotty. I like pineapple coconut, the orange one and the tropical one. Down you a bottle of body armor. It's a decently healthy, super hydrating drink. Keep yourself hydrated real well. Then drink water throughout the day. People don't know how much hydration is to the body. It can take your lack of sleep night there. Get yourself well hydrated and do some stretches. You wouldn't believe the difference it would make. Oh, at least they're so much easier cleaning than massive ones. But you guys see that video Corey acquired those massively huge sponge filters? I don't understand the point of having a sponge filter that big. Sponge filters just don't filter, in my opinion, the best in the first place, let alone having to take a 5. They probably weigh as much as a 5-gallon bucket of water. Hey, Webbs, good to see you, buddy. Webbs came in with an E499 super chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. You're always coming in and doing that. Hey, Tommy. NyQuil will get me say, okay, so you're sick too on top of it. Oh, real good. Yeah, I had a good Christmas, Webbs. I hope you did too, my friend. I cut my own hair this morning. I just wish I could figure out how to trim my own neck. I'd love to be able to just trim my own neck. I've been cutting my own hair for years now, and I just like it so much better. It's faster. It's cheaper. I just wish I could figure out how to trim my own neck. I have to set up a series of mirrors in the bathroom or something. I think I even tried that one time. There. That's that one. anytime I can too, I do use the back trim plate that comes with the glass tops, just because there's been a couple times now, and I've talked about it in the past, where I did have a fish jump out. But sometimes it can be really hard to make these back trims work, just simply because you got pothos back there. In my case, I got PVC back there. And, you know, I tell you what, if you want your glass tops, I stopped trying to use a knife to trim those years ago, to notch out for your filters, your wires, your heaters. What I do now is I got that DeWalt oscillating tool. That makes very quick work for trimming out your notches. Love that tool for a lot of things, and it's a beast with a lot of things. That line came right off nice and easy. All right, sponge filter number 2. Everybody have some good ham and lots of good food and desserts. What's up, Skeets? We're already making really fast headway here, guys. This is the 3rd one already. That's one thing that's nice about sponge filters. So easy to clean and maintain. They do hold a lot of beneficial bacteria, which in my opinion is that and the surface agitation is about the best thing. So its filtering capabilities, I'm not impressed with. Not for my case anyways. I guess if I had a rack of 20s and 10s, it'd be just fine, but I got big fish and power goes out. They're on the central air system, running off the Gemco LPH 80. I don't have a million pumps. I've got one, and I got another hydro backup in case it fails. For whatever reason, I'm prepared. In the event of power outages, and I'm running the fish room or the house off of my generator, I can just literally unplug all filtration and just run all these sponge filters, which in my opinion is important in a power outage, because when you're running your house off a generator, you want to use the least amount of devices and electricity as possible. Because the more load you put in that generator, the more gas you're going to consume. And without electricity for a long time, unplugging all your hang on the backs, your canister filters, and lights make a massive difference. Plus, the goal is we want to try to run the most important things in the event of a power outage. If you're running off the generator, obviously you want to keep your fridge running. If it's cold, you're going to need that AC unit running regardless if it's cold or hot. That thing puts a big draw on a generator. So only run the switches and fans and lights and things you need. So in the fish room, during a power outage, if I'm running my house off a generator, the only thing I'm running in this fish room is Gemco LPH 80 and all the sponge filtrations and air stones, just to keep that surface agitation going. Keep oxygen going. It's definitely not for the dang filtration, I'll tell you that. So I've set my fish room up for pretty much everything. I've got it, I've got it pretty well laid out and prepared for emergencies as well. Important to think ahead. I don't know where this dang. Okay, he's over there. I have to keep an eye on the pleco in this tank because he freaks out when I'm doing things like this. I don't want him freaking out and bumping into shit, bumping into me. So this airline's a little bit more stuck on here. So we're going to have to pull out the old scissor pry bar. Yeah, that's a new tool I invented. It's called the scissor pry bar. for any of you guys, it works really well for popping airlines off of these sponge filters when they get stuck. Just take a pair of scissors where the airline goes on to the sponge filter, just open them slightly, put it down under the airline, close the scissors enough where you're not going to scratch or cut anything, and it pops that airline right off. Hey, Tara, good morning. Good to see you. We're just cleaning sponge filters and pre-filters. Got to do the pre-filters too. Have the sink a lot easier. I'm not going in and out of the door anymore. The value that this utility sink added is phenomenal. Tell you what, this one wasn't even really that dirty. It had some sand on it. That's about it. I'm not really getting a lot out of it. It's a little slimy to get all that crap off. Yeah, that was not too bad, but get ahead of the game and do it. It's funny as you go, get a little bit more brown now. This is sponge filter number 4. Another 75-gallon top 10 sponge filter. I like my top 10 sponge filters. I really do. I don't have a problem with them. There's certain applications where I do like the aquarium fill-up core sponge filters better. For an example, I have a 20-gallon long up there that was massively dirty. The mom in it was unbelievable. Put a video out on it. You guys may have seen it. Put an AC 110 on there with the top 10 pre-filter so I don't suck up any of the small fish. And it instantly clogged. So I had to take that off and I had to put a coarse aquarium fill-up on pre-filter on it. And it's still running. So I will say the coarser sponge filters like that do help. In a particular situation, I can go up here right now and see it still running. Sent you a video yesterday. Okay, I'll check that out, Tara. Hey, Ironfish. I was like calling you Ironfish. Appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. That helps YouTube say, hey, there's something good going on over here. And people will push this out to a little bit more people. We are live through YouTube, Facebook, and additionally, we are live vertically and horizontally. So we're showing up in the shorts feed as well. Oh, now we got much better fun. Watch out, Mr. Dempsey. Coming to you, pal. He don't freak out too much about things. It's pretty chill. I had to, unfortunately, take him out of the 375, put him back in the 75 because he was bullying the fish too much. All right. Now we go up. This, I don't know how I'm going to pull off. I need to get that pre-filter off that AC 110 and clean it. But I don't know how I'm going to get it out without a crap ton of the stuff that's collected off. But let's go ahead and do it. I always tend to like to do the harder things first. think that's the one right there. Yeah. Slide this glass forward. This isn't going to be easy. Slide this glass forward. Slide this light forward. Get these pothos out of the way. Get this ready. And see if we can't just... I'm going to have to take the whole inlet out because this is an AC 110 and a 20-gallon long. So even with this, the don't have the extension on it, it's not going to be easy to get off of here. Did lose some crap, but that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'll tell you what, while we're at it, may as well get the sponge filler out of there too and do them at the same time. Reduce trip. So everything here. Okay, all these little fish are hiding under it. Sorry, fellas. But I got to clean it. And of course, when you're cleaning these little 10 and 20-gallon version sponge filters, super easy to do. It's so little. God. Of course, that airline wants to be hard to pull off. So we've got to get a hold of our pry bar scissors. All right. Where's all that water coming from? Remember, let me know if you guys can still hear me when I'm over there running water okay. It's all right, Steve. This thing cleaned a lot of mold out of that tank for me. Look at that mess. This is the Aquarium Co-op coarse sponge pre-filter, and it absolutely did a job for this spray, and it works perfect. Where the finer sponges were just clogging too fast, this one cleaned the tank up for me and kept going. So situations like that are fantastic for you. Got about 6 of them. I was able to purchase these coarse sponge filters thanks to you guys. Because I purchased them with the money I've made off my YouTube channel. So this kind of gives you an idea of what I do with that money, and it's getting things like these. So that video I put out earlier this week thanking you guys, and I can't thank you enough. This is one of the reasons why. You guys being as awesome as you are made it possible. So again, thank you so much for all your support, hanging out with me, watching my videos, super chats, all these things are massive help. I can't thank you enough, and you're legends, every one of you. These are so easy to clean up. After you do the big ones, it's just like nothing. We're going to see if I have to prime that AC 110 after I put it back together. It shouldn't, because all I did was unplug it. The water level shouldn't have dropped so much where I have to prime it. We'll see. I did take the stem out, the inlet out, which Just one thing I hate about hanging the back filters. If you don't have an internal pump, you're priming all the time. Pain in the tush. All right, let's go put these back together. We're moving right along. This is going smooth so far, no problems. Where's everybody? Cecil, good to see you, buddy. We had about 17 people in here already at one point. People come in and out. I should have brought this up through the back end of the lid, not the front. Now I don't have as much airline to work with. It's what I should have done. Back on. Back on. Super simple. Let's get this back down here for these guys. Now, slide the lid back forward and the light. And see how this AC 110 is going to treat me. Now, I do have quite a spicy little convict in this tank. He's not so little. We've got pretty big fast. And that's daddy of these babies in here. And he will come after me. Well, let's see if there's enough water in there to start. It's running. Oh, yeah, she's running. Beautiful. And we're back to, I needed to do that too. I needed to get that pre-filter cleaned off so this thing can continue to clear this tank up. It's really blowing them around, but that AC 110 is doing a fantastic job. Okay, let's move down the line to the, and I have to be careful with this tank because this is full of cherry shrimp. And well, I got some Cory cats in here. But I got to be careful with the cherry shrimp. So what I do is when I'm pulling the sponge filter out, I just give it a shake, make sure there's no shrimp on it. See the roots of, there's one down there at the bottom. Get out. You have to really watch too. You almost need like a, get my neck light on, my flashlight. Because when they're wetting against the black coloration of these sponge filters, it can be hard to see. There's way too many snails in this aquarium. Now, the nice thing about my pry bar scissors here, they're aquascaping scissors from Fluval. They do have a slight bend in them, so it does really help with pry bar pull these lines off. Ridiculous amount of shrimp, snails. Yeah, there's one over here on this side too. Yes, sometimes I use my 375 as a stepping stool. One of the downsides of pothos could be this situation right here, where you got to move the jungle out of the way. Let's see. I didn't realize that sponge filter was stuck under a rock. Yeah, see, this thing is all tangled up with potho roots. Roots growing into the sponge. Snails all over this. Okay. Okay. I'm so happy to be getting this work done because it's all been needed badly. So I see P-Tag come in. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I mean, this thing's just totally clogged with freaking snails. I don't like to kill anything, but these snails, I got to get this population in check. And that's where snails can become a problem when you start getting into your filters. So a lot of times I'll just let them go down the drain. I've got way too many snails in that tank. I'm pretty sure that's why the nitrates in this tank reach 100. It's way too much snails. You'd think it'd be the opposite, where they're going to clean up a lot of your substrate and break things down. They sift through your sand. But when you get so many, it don't matter. I mean, it's too much load. They got way too many of them. So some of them gotta go. But I always feel bad. Look at it. What you talking about? Yeah, the pothos roots grow through these sponge filters like crazy. Look what that was like. Look how filthy that one was. Really good. It's a bad need of cleaning. Some of this garbage is gone. Two more down. A lot of back and forth. And that leaves is even a pain because when you set it back down, you got to make sure you're not setting it down on shrimp. God. Okay. While I'm here, so this aquarium has the Hydra Dunker Pro light on. And I have it suction cupped to the underside of the glass tops. Another thing that's hard about this tank is if I want to clean out the water sprite, I don't want all the light blocked. When I grab it, I have to really like shake it off because I don't want to pull out any shrimp. They hang out in this stuff. Give it a shake and we should get some snails with it, snail eggs. But it's got to be cleaned out. I also need to do the pre-filter on this AC 110 because the flow has stopped. unplug it. Inspect it for shrimp. I got this beautiful water sprite full of snail eggs and snails. So what I'll probably do, stuff that in this cup and throw that outside. Go clean this pre-filter. And this is one of the top bin ones. I think this is a medium pre-filter. These do clog up weekly. Definitely a medium coarse sponge filter. Pre-filter, dang it. So get that nice and clear so the AC-110 can do its job up there. And what I did is I drilled some 1/8-inch holes all around the AC-110 inlet. So when you slide it on, it's pulling water in through the entire surface area of the pre-filter, not just the bottom which if you do that, it just clogs like daily. So it's very important that if you're going to put a pre-filter on a canister filter, hang on the back filter, you need to drill holes throughout here. About 1/8 inch is all you need all around it. So it can suck water through the entire surface area of the pre-filter and not just one spot. You're not doing yourself any favors if you don't do that. It actually causes yourself more work. Hey, Jose, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Plugging away here. Okay. Should be good to go. We got flow again. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing what happens when you clean and do maintenance? Now with these AC-110s, you can set them for higher and lower flow. In these 20-gallon longs, I just slow them down. And that's enough as it is. If I had this thing on full blast, I'd be blowing everything around it. I mean, this one over here with this one we did prior, it's just blowing these convicts around. They're getting good exercise. So far we got the 375 down to 220 gallons. This bit's 5 and this 75. We're going to move right on down the line. We're going to go to this 65-gallon convict tank. I've got two 75-gallon pre-filters or sponge filters, and I have a pre-filter on a Tetra Whisper 60 that I have got to clean. They think it's good time to eat. So let's just do one side at a time here. Just put a bunch of water on my frickin' shoe. Hate that. Apologize back here. You won't be able to see me. Calm yourselves. Fish jumping out. Jeez. Oh, yeah, it's just filthy. I'm going to have to go out back and take a piss, too. Ah, come off of there. It's not going to come apart for me. There we go. Pry bar scissors. Yeah, that's a new tool I invented. Pry bar scissors. Just to be efficient, we'll go ahead and also unplug this hang on the back. Pull off. Pre-filter on it, clean it. Same time. It'll save me a trip. And it is packed full. Would you see this? Look how sucked in it is. You can see it's just caked with stuff. And the sponge filter ain't much better. Before I start this one, however, I have to go to the bathroom. So you'll have to excuse me for a moment. Fish peeps. Now, if you're a guy, you never want to touch the winky hands. I've had 3 cups of coffee already. Yep. Never want to touch the winky with the freshwater hands. Hit that like. Appreciate you, Tim. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let's go over here and clean these disgusting, nasty filters off. These ones are bad. Probably the worst ones I've had so far. And what are you in here complaining about, Skeets? Oh, calm yourself. Sometimes I gotta use hot water to help loosen this up when they're this bad. Some of these top benchmark pre-filters that I'm cleaning right here I've had for a long time. They're starting to deteriorate. Some of the fish pick at it. And I've been just using these on and off for a long while now. So I'm probably going to have to toss some of these out and replace them. I honestly would like to just replace them with more of the aquarium co-op, more coarse sponge filters. Just because of clogging. I still got to run the test to see if they're keeping sand out of my filters too, but I can guarantee they're not. Not as much as these ones are. Which is the reason why I still have them in play. But like I said, with that AC-110, I had the pre-filter on it, and I'm telling you, the amount of mom and it sucked all that in, and still kept going. These ones I had on first, As soon as I turned the filter on, it was plugged up and I had to turn it off within 15 minutes and take it off. Because it just wouldn't. So quite a big difference there. So I can say I have tested that no clog theory. And Corey's sponge filters really do not. They will keep on going. So I can attest to that. I'll put these back on, and then I got one more of these to do in that tank. And I filter off, turn around, do a 180, and clean the pre-filter off in the 125 gallon big Oscar tank. And the only thing left from that point is two more 125, 175, and a 55. It's going along good, nice, getting it done, making me feel better. I know this was work that needed to be completed, so I'm so happy to get this done. I think it was last week we did a water change, wasn't it? The week before? Yeah, it was a week before Christmas, I think, or something like that. So the water changes are done. Now I'm getting all my filters clean. The next thing is to clean off algae off of the, and then I can always do potho management. I got dead leaves. I gotta get more hooks because I've had to pinch off the fat hooks, screwing hooks. And I'm finding doing this on a stream is doing this maintenance on a stream. It's not only keeping me more consistent. I guess I do it with you guys. This makes it a little bit more enjoyable. And it's working out really well. And I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm doing the live stream. I'm getting different maintenance done. So, like, what do you guys think? You like maintenance live streams, or do you like sitting in front of the camera and just talking with you more? I do a mix of both. I'm thinking maybe next year what we can do is we can clean glass. And then the one after that, we'll go around and do some potho management. And after that, should be good to go to just, on the next one, just sit and chill and talk with you. Back hurts. Now, the nice thing about the Tetra Whisper filter inlet is, it looks like you got this big inlet here. You don't have to drill any holes in this one because it's going to suck water in for at least half of the sponge filter, which is fine. But if you wanted to drill some more holes, you could. I did have a Merry Christmas. Hope you did too. Aquatics, appreciate you. All right, let's get these filters back on, and then we'll grab the last sponge filter in this tank. I need to get another camera set up for back here when I'm working now. Does anybody, I have another webcam. Does anybody aware of a really long, like, USB cable that I could run from the computer to back here so I have a nice web? Oh, you know what? Unless you pay the big price of StreamYard, you can't do that to add another camera. So I'll just have to set up my other phone. Plus, it's easier, not to worry about cables. Oh. Is that not going back on there? There she goes. Okay. Just plug that HOB in, see if I have to prime it. Nope, good to go. As long as you're not doing a water change, they seem to all fire back up. Okay, let's replace this lid and then get to the other side. I find the step ladder is great for not only getting my higher tanks, but it's also great for just holding my bucket for doing this job right here. Pull them out, put them right in the bucket, and it holds my pry bar scissors. Hashtag pry. If you know, you know. This one comes apart much easier. Now, I have had these guys, these convicts, lay some more babies, but at the risk of sounding rude and crude, they've gotten eaten. But that's what you call natural balance, and I need it with these convicts because they have way too many babies. So, kind of relieved that they're getting eaten, to be honest with you. What's your guys' thoughts on that? You know how convicts pound up constant babies. It's funny you said that, Tim, because I just looked at my coffee and I haven't drank a sip out of it yet. It's me, Jeffro. Yeah, I know who you are by your avatar. I remember it. Jeffro. Yeah, YouTube wants to use our handles, I guess. Now, I do have several 125 Medina tank, one on that HOB, one on the FX6. And I believe I have a sponge filter in there too. I got to clean them up. We are moving right along. This is good. This is much needed work. This hobby is not for the lazy, especially when you have multiple aquariums. And when I buy multiple aquariums, I mean, if you got 5 or more tanks, you got a lot of work to keep up on. Depending on your setup. Me, I've got it all. I've got 12 tanks, big, small, sponge filters, air stones, canister filters, hanging about filters, pothos everywhere. So, in maintenance, can get a 12 being the magic number for me. I wouldn't want any more aquariums than I have now. I have my monster. I love my 125s. I'm happy with what I have. I love where my fish are made. I don't have any plans of getting any more fish. I'm happy with what I got. Because if I added anything more, it's going to start turning. You know, you're doing water changes one in a glass top. Free filter, sponge filters, pulling dead leaves off pothos, packing them up. I mean, there's always something to do. Maybe in between water changes, you see you got uneaten food in there. You don't want it to turn into fungus. That out. Maybe your fish bangs into something and injures himself. You're dealing with him. Maybe you come down with some kind of disease you got to deal with. I mean, it's a lot of work. So I give credit to a lot of you guys that have 30 plus tanks. More work than I'd want. So you guys going to let me know if it sounds good when I'm cleaning these out at the sink? Or are you going to make me wait until the end of the stream and go back and watch it? when I'm cleaning out and the water's running to the sink and I'm further away from my mic receiver, can you still hear me? I've been asking some questions while I'm in there cleaning. I'm getting their replies. I asked if you guys liked these maintenance streams versus just me sitting there talking to you on the camera. I didn't hear back from you on that. Let me know. I need your feedback. I like to break it up and do different things. Just sit in front of the camera all the time talking. At the same time, it's so efficient because you're getting your maintenance done. Okay, the 65 gallon is complete. Let's turn 180. Let's unplug this FX6 on this big Oscar tank. Pull that pre-filter off. Now, I believe I have a spare. I got them all in use. Here we go. I've got a spare one here. So I can pull that one off and put this one on and then go clean it, and we'll be done with that tank. Still sounds good, Jose? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. I'm going to go rinse this one off, though, before I swap it out. Just a quick rinse on that. What's up there, Skeet? Pretty bird. Yeah, he's a pretty bird. Now, let's see what kind of mood Mr. Krabby's in here today. Yep, I got a tweeby Oscar. Can be. Seems to be okay today. Where did I put my claw? Down here, I think. There we go. All right, excuse me, mister. I need to pull this off, my friend. Oh, duckweed stuck to it. Ridiculous. Get out the way, pal. Yeah, look, he's going after the pre-filter. Crabby. Crab ass. Get out of the way. Here, get out the way. I need to get my hands in there. Move. 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 Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. Go to the other side. Go ahead. Push, push, push. Push, push, push. No, he's not. He is being stubborn today. Okay, yeah, go back. Go back. That's it. Go away. Get going. Boom, boom, boom. Crap, dude. That's all that's in there. Just one pre-filter on the FX6. Now we'll go clean this one off. I don't notice any difference. Okay, I appreciate you, Jose. So one time I went in there and was watching my stream back and the audio was breaking up. I have noticed when you're cleaning aquarium coarse sponge filters on, because of the fact that they're coarse, a sprayer like the spray mode works better for clearing them out. Whereas if you just put it on regular flow mode, it really doesn't get the stuff cleaned out of those coarse pores. So when you're cleaning these, get it down there, Get the spray mode on. Not much faster. And then this one will just set out to dry and be ready to swap out when I need it. That one wasn't really that bad. We're going to hang this one up to dry. I thought about putting some kind of a clothesline in here for drying out media bags and things like that. All right, let me see. Let's unplug this FX6. We're on to the 125 Mabuna tank. What is this filter? Is that this FX6? Yes. So when I unplug these, I have the power strip up above these tanks. When I created this fish room, I said, I don't want to have to go into the tanks. I want to be able to just do everything from up above. If this falls after I unplug it and goes behind the tank, it is a nightmare to get that back. You got to fish it up through. I have to get my daughter to help me 9 times out of 10. Let me go ahead and I used a glass lid to hold the plug. Now I can go back here. Get this pre-filter up. The Higer translucent. All these fish are around my arms and hands. They like my arm hair. They're up there. I think it's cool. They'll come up and pick at my arm hairs and mess with my hands. It used to scare you when you weren't used to it and you jump and hit the glass tops. You weren't expecting it. It's just more curiosity. Like, what's this? Is this algae? Yeah, I got the brown algae on my arms. They call it brown hair algae. I got the blackbeard algae all over my arms. Got nice and cleaned out. We'll put it back on. And then move on to the other ones there. We're going to do a little bit like that. Because you know, sand would stop from going into my filter, which is the point. I keep a lot of cichlids that like to dig up sand, so I have to have pre-filters to help save my canister filters. I would much rather pull a pre-filter off and clean it than tearing apart a canister filter. Worth it. It is worth it. Block myself off with me ladder over there. Some of the screens on these FX, so I do have one of the normal screens on this FX6 on a 375 gallon that does get clogged up. I'm gonna have to clean that off, and I should get a pre-filter on there too, because I've got a big old pleco in there, as well as Oscar that loves to dig the sand up. I just don't need that sand going in there ruining an impeller or something. I'm having a hard time getting this on here. These guys have gotten so used to me, these Mbunas. Like if my wife or daughter comes in here, they jet and hide. I can be in here with my arms and hands and dig around, and they will hang out around my arms. They don't care. They're so used to me. I'm the guy that feeds them. They're my buddies. I can do anything I want. I can move rocks. Yeah, they don't care. As long as it's me. You guys have that relationship with your fish? Okay, now we have to unplug the AC-110 on this aquarium. pull the pre-filter off, clean it. It's amazing how fast algae collects on these glass tops. I just cleaned these all not too long ago, and it's all back. Oh, sure. Do I really need to clean these coarse ones? No. Hey, Ben Sharp, good to see you, buddy. Because they're still flown, but we're doing the job. Let's get it done. Appreciate you coming in, Mr. Ben Sharp. That one was like, probably didn't even need to do it. I have 2 big pieces of driftwood in here. I'm seriously considering taking back out of here. They get in the way, and they look good in the tank, but they certainly get in the way. I have to hurry up and turn this aquarium on so it keeps that filter in place. I don't worry about using zip ties anymore to keep these larger aquarium co-op sponge filters in place, because I've noticed it works just sliding them on, so you get the filter on, the suction kind of keeps them in place. Don't fuss about it. Now I do have 1 sponge filter over here that we're gonna have to pull out and clean, and that'll be it for the 125-gallon lagoon tank. So we're gonna slide this glass lid forward, pull this up by the airline. And slide this forward more. What is holding me up? Just the water weight. Let's get this up. Pry bar scissors. Well, that was on there good. There's no way I would have got that without my pry bar scissors. Now, this is filthy. This is one filthy, packed, caked sponge filter. We're just going to get it cleaned up. Now watch the camera. You see how much crap comes off of this one. Wow, been worse so far. Yeah, see it's getting brown now. Crap up. Turn the temperature up a little bit. That helps too. Helps really loosen this crap up and clean them up. I just keep running my thumb over it and back and forth and getting the tops and bottoms. If it gets full of water, I squeeze it. That's how I do my sponges. With a fairly warm water, like kind of hot water. Hot water really loosens things up. I'm not worried about the beneficial bacteria that I'm colonizing in these. I just use it for extra filtration and will have surface agitation. I just like to always have pre-filters running. Maybe I need to quick cycle an aquarium. Maybe a friend starting an aquarium, or like my sister started one. I sent her a couple of sponge filters that were well established. to help balance that tank, get it started. So I use them for multiple things, but filtration really isn't my main thing. They don't filter that good, in my opinion. They do filter, they do okay, particularly for smaller aquariums. But when it comes down to having bigger fish and sand diggers and big poopers, you gotta have bigger filtration. Yeah, this one's pretty bad. That'll be good. After we put this back in the Bermuda tank, we're done with that one. Well, I'll probably go ahead and move on to this 75-gallon angel / goldfish tank. Because all my tanks are pretty much the same temperature, don't worry about the goldfish being with tropical fish. It's never been a problem. And the angelfish and goldfish are friends. They're buddies. Beautiful. I don't think there's any more sponges in this tank. No, we're good. So moving on. We have one pre-filter in here and one sponge filter. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this sponge first. We're going to bring it out through the front because it's going to be a pain in the ass trying to slide the tank for glass lid forward and take the sponge out through the back, because I got a peace lily and kind of like a old food container DIY pot thing held in place for this peace lily. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can see it, but all my peace lilies have flowered. Got pretty blue, white flowers on them. It must be a season or something, because even my wife's peace lily inside grew white flowers. Love seeing it. Ooh, we don't want that falling in. I want to hit a fishy. Let's get this back together here. Stop this over here. Let's clean this bad boy. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. What'd Jose say there? Just to be watchful pre-filter as it loads, gets heavier when the filter goes off for whatever reason. The FX goes off auto every 12 seconds. The way you can pull it down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean there, Jose. But you know what? Never been a problem, my friend. I do have some zip ties on some of them to hold them in place, but then I've been experimenting with not using anything. There's a couple different tricks to hold those larger aquarium fill-up sponge filters in place. You can use an O-ring. You can use a zip tie. I do have a zip tie on some of them, but I've noticed that just slide them on, they stick. They haven't come off. Even when it does this 12-hour purge, they stay on. So I stopped fussing about it, just slide them on and off. Now, I did have my big pleco pull one off one time. A couple of times. He hasn't done it since. Just because he was on the side of it trying to eat what was over on the free filter, he must have pulled it off. He was doing that a few times. And he hasn't done it for a long time. So, yeah, I'm just not having that problem. They don't fall off for me. They just kind of stay on there. So once we get this one done, we'll go grab the pre-filter for the FX4 on this tank, clean it, put it back on, and we're going to do a 180 to the 125 community tank. I have a pre-filter on that FX6, and I can't remember if I have anything else. I'll have to look. And once that's done, I got the 55-gallon Tiger Barb tank. And that's it. So very happy to get this work done, needed done in this time for sure. I always like to rinse the stones out on these. And one thing that can clog on these is the stones. You got to clean them off every once in a while. But it does something that doesn't happen very often. Okay. One thing it's good to do is once you clean them out, use your sponge filter, just a little bit of a squeeze when you get it back in work. Any trapped air bubbles out. Watch out, Mr. Goldfish. All right, let's unplug this FX4 here. Let's pull that pre-filter off. Simple. Gosh dang, potho roots are holding it on there. Crazy, they grow through anything. This is pretty bad, this one, so we got some work here. Only happened with one. I preventative tighten the other tubes. Yeah, I agree. Jose. Hope you had a good Christmas as well, Jose. This is the aquarium co-op course bunch filter, so we will this one. You can see that filth just rolling off of there. This one was pretty packed at this time. Get cleaned up, get our flow back. I need to buy more of these. Give me about 4 more of these large co-op sponge filters. As time goes on, I gotta say I do like them better. Easier to clean. They do not clog near as often. I just wish Corey would make a large sponge filter with the diameter, the internal diameter that's just a little bit smaller, and he's fully aware of the issue. He just put out fixes for it, like, oh, here, try this O-ring, or oh, here, try a zip tie. What he needs to do is make and label it FX friendly large core sponge filter where the diameter is a little smaller so we don't have to F around about it. If he would do that, I would purchase. He'd make good money on that. But no, instead he wants to put out a Band-Aid fix. No, that kind of stuff like that drives me nuts. He's got a good pre-filter here. Make one that slips on the FX6 and fits snug so people don't have to do additional work or Band-Aids. Band-Aid fixes. Like, you're going to take the time to make a video to tell you how to make it work, or you could just make one that works. It's not like the ones he's currently got in production won't go into use because there's filters out there that have bigger inlets. Okay. Spin around. Yes, we've got a nasty, I mean a nasty pre-filter right here. Oh man, look at all the mom. Good Lord. This is a bad one. I'll tell you what, there's a few things Corey did different. I would probably go 100% Aquarium Co-op for all my stuff, apart from a few things. But I would have no problem becoming a member. Well, he used to have those. If you were a member, you had access to like scratch and dent, so to speak, products. I think he got rid of that. So, in my opinion, there's really no sense in becoming a member to his channel because you really don't get much. At least I try to give back when I can, and I have. I've given away, at this point, hundreds of pounds of fish food. I've given away products just to channel members. Corey, I don't, maybe you guys can correct me. I don't see too many perks becoming a member of his channel. Hell, you can't even get some of your questions answered because there's too many people in it. Going to his live, you're like, you go to Corey's live streams, you might as well just chill out and watch the show because you get a question answer is like getting struck by lightning or winning the lottery. But I would have no problem buying all of Aquarium Co-op's products. Things like that, testing strips. He makes a lot of good quality products. He puts a lot of time in testing them. He does a good job with that stuff. But there's a few things you have to change. One, let's cater a little bit more to your viewers, the fish keepers, just like what I said with that pre-filter. Why are we not making a large core sponge filter with a smaller internal diameter that will fit snug on the FX series canisters, so we don't have to use O-rings, we don't have to use zip ties and things like that. Maybe all channel members, why designed to wear, if you are a member of the channel or something like that, or whatever it is. But he forces you to buy like $50 or something, or $80 worth of shit in order to get free shipping. I don't know. Man's in business. I'm not. He knows the ins and outs more than I do. I'm just thinking out loud here. I don't know. But I like a lot of his products. I do like his pre-filters. I do like his testing strips. Just one thing I do like about him is if he sees something that's not working, he doesn't make it. He doesn't try to sell it, like his heaters. Kudos to him for that. He could have just kept putting them out. The fish roll off is always satisfying. Yeah. I was 45 small mix of fish. Do a suction once, suction. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to watch that stuff for sure. That pre-filter comes off, and you got holes drilled in your inlet. That can definitely be a problem. Oh, I know the man's opened a second location up. He's doing good. He's making money. He's employing people. So I can't say anything too bad about Corey. I think he's done a good job for the hobby. He's done a good job for himself. He's helping support families. So it's hard to talk any crap about a man that is doing it. What have I done? I don't have a business. I don't sell stuff, but I also don't want to. I keep fish as a hobby. I don't do it to get into marketing and selling things. I just like sharing my hobby with the world, sharing tips and tricks. And if I can do it through YouTube, make a little money on the side, I'm happy about it. This pre-filter needs cleaned for sure. But that is his lifestyle. That is his job, not mine. So. He's got a lot of good products. Yeah. people, it's hard to answer all questions, fully understand that. Can't keep up with everybody and everything. But I also heard a lot of stories of behind the scenes stories about the man, and I'm not real impressed with. You know, another thing I never understood. And again, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here. But maybe there's something I don't know about. But large channels will only really communicate with larger channels. Like if we're not big enough, I don't want nothing to do with that. Like, what is the point behind that? If I was a large channel, let's say I had King of DIY followers. I mean, King of DIY views. You can bet your butt that I would be intermingling with the smaller channels to help them out, help them grow. I'm not saying none of them have, some of them have. KD Tropicals just put the time in to help people grow. Kind of backfired on them, so he gave up on it. And I'm sure there's reasons why that you don't, but like I'll give you an example. And I don't know if he wants me talking about his dirty laundry or not. But one time, Tommy knows, Silver Crystal Aquatic, Tommy, the Aquatic News Network, knows Alex. They talked. Tommy wanted to do a collaboration with him. Alex's reply was, oh, when you get a little bit bigger. What the fuck does it matter if you have 50 subscribers or if you have 50,000 subscribers? What does it say about you as a person that you won't do any collaborations with somebody unless they have a big following? To me, I think that makes people look terrible. Like, after I heard that, like, I don't even watch Alex's crap anymore. Half the time he's always whining for money anymore and views anyways, it seems. Like, bro, if it ain't working, change it up. He has a good channel. He has a great knowledge base, but I don't watch Alex Fishery anymore. He's kind of... Well, after hearing that story where he wouldn't collab with Tommy just because he wasn't a big enough channel, and watching some of his recent stuff where he's basically begging for you to watch my videos, I need views because I need money. I don't want to do a guy like that. Cry, baby. Did I not unplug that before I pulled that off? Yeah, I'm not a fan of a man that just because of social status, he won't collaborate with you. It might make me look bad. No, in my opinion, it makes you look good because you're a human. You're a being. You're a human being. You're helping people out. You're not trying to be a clout chasing stuck up snob. I just can't stand it. King of DIY, Joey did it for a little bit. He was coming down to our live streams, hanging out with us. But then, and it was all just to promote the fight and get people to come. And then he just ousted everybody. He thinks we're dumb, but we know what he was. Joey's one of these guys that thinks he's the smartest guy in the world, but we knew what he was doing. Corey has those videos from professional fish keepers that you get for a membership. I also get 5% off his website. There's a scratch and dent section still. Okay, very cool. And if you spend 125, you get free t-shirt. Okay, cool. So at least Corey's over there doing things to give back like that. And I appreciate you clarifying that, Rosie. So there is perks of becoming a member of his channel. I wish I could give more perks than I already do. If I could, I would, but I'm just not that big. So I've got to, kind of do what I can do when I can do it, but I still do it. I've given away hundreds of pounds of food at this point. I've given away products, stickers, you name it. And that's all I can do at my size. Could you imagine what I could do if I was larger? But then again, I'm also not putting a lot of videos out. I don't put out high quality, crazy good videos, but I do consistently do live streams. I do put some shorts and videos out there, but I'm happy with where I'm at. So among them all, KG Tropicals and Corey is probably my favorite larger channels. I don't really get into primetime aquatics. He's kind of boring to me. Monotone voice, cracks the freaking joke every once in a while. But he's more of a science-based guy, and he's a college professor, so he's going to have that aura. King DIY, I stopped watching a while ago. I think he's an arrogant prick. I can't stand him. Don't like him. He uses people. He baits people in only to use them and then throws them out like garbage. And I honestly don't know why everybody watches his crap so much. Same thing over and over again. Let me set up a tank, tear it down, and rebuild it. Ooh. Honestly, I feel like doing what I'm doing now is more exciting than what he does for his videos. But he got lucky and came into YouTube at the right time where fish keeping wasn't a lot of, so he was one of the OGs. So he gathered all these people up, and they stuck with him ever since. If I started my YouTube channel back in 2007 or 13 years ago, I'd be bigger than I am now. But in my opinion, my channel's a success. I'm making money. I got some sponsors. I get to hang out with you guys. I made friends all over the world. That's priceless right there. You guys coming into my live streams and chatting with me and hanging out with me is fun. I really enjoy it. And that's my favorite thing to do Saturday mornings before anybody's up. So you guys make it fun. I'm happy with it. I have no complaints. Mom. He also has a deep in the mom, which is really fun. I think I've seen, is that a members only thing? Because I do see them come up in my feed. Yeah, I like Corey and I like KG Tropicals, but that's my thoughts on the King of DIY. And I have some inside stories on the King of DIY too, a little bit, and he's really not a good person. So any of you guys that support Joey, do what you want, but you're not really supporting a good person. But having said that, I'm out. Nothing really to do in this but clean the screen off the 407. I'm coming up on 2 hours, and I got work to do. I got to install recessed lighting in the living room, and I got a lot to do. So that'll be it. I got a lot of good work done. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me and talking with me and watching the process. Appreciate you, Rosie. Appreciate you, Stefan, I believe it is, at Lush Salty Aquariums. Don't take what I said about any of these larger channels personally. It's just I used to like them all at the beginning, and then I found out a lot of things that I didn't like, and it turned me off. I am a down-to-earth person. I am your blue-collar worker. I am for the people and helping the people as much as possible. Good leaders create new leaders, and good leaders also try to get people above them to do better and just as good. You don't see that mentality with these larger channels. I'm not saying they never have, but it certainly isn't very present today. So if I was a larger channel and you guys were doing, I'd be doing everything I could to help you rise. You just don't see it. So, but it's not their responsibility to do that either. But if somebody comes to you, that's different. Somebody comes to you asking for help, advice, and you don't want to give it to them, or you don't want to support them because they're not big enough, that's what I'm talking about. It's not their obligation to help you grow your channel. That's on you. If you're not growing fast enough, what are you doing wrong? Look at yourself. Totally understand all that. But if somebody comes to you for advice and stuff and might be wanting to get you on the channel and they don't want to do it because your channel ain't big enough, that is not a good person to me. So appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you out in the field.